bit biased in this cast as the GM. Let me switch sides.
I'm nervous, bro.
This
I'll
guy's
be honest.
There's a lot of expectations on this team after the showing they put up the um, against the Avalanche weeks ago. Hopefully they can keep it going.
Well, can you check the scoreboard real quick? I want to see if the guy that they added he is playing. So Guy Massive is a guy they added at the deadline to boost up the roster. So he is making his debut today. The rest are your normal guys from the original changeover. We're on Kafe. I like this map. I like the pick for them. From the scrims I was watching, I've been saying it. And I think other streams of Hyper Series streams that I do like what I've seen. So hopefully, this goes as good as it can. Standard bans, I would say Ying, Cade, Jackal, Mira for the two teams. I think this game will. I mean, I think the E sub is GW, Baki, Hannah.
Baki Hanma.
Yeah. That's your E sub. So I think that's I guess Limpy's one of his 6,000 accounts. But yeah, I'm like 99% sure he's E subbing for them today. I'll double check that is who that is. I think it is. But that is the E-sub, I know for sure.
Approved one, right?
Yeah, it's an approved E-sub.
Who are they in the Discord server?
That's exactly what I'm double checking right now. The E-sub for...
Speaking of the Discord server, we'll put this in for anybody in chat. You can always use this command. Nope, not Discord. Discord. There you go. There's the link to join our
Attackers
Discord.
have located a bomb.
I'm double checking.
I think we're close to 400 members now, which is pretty insane. We've come a long way as Hyper Series. I still remember our humble beginnings in Season 1, which you can watch as VODs on the Twitch. I think most of Seasons 1 and 2 are on there. We were kind of lazy back then, and it was a lot of work to even just put up the VOD. I don't think we've missed any this year, so we got on top of that.
They're all on YouTube, and it's not, so...
Time separated. You can find the specific game this season.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. I have to thank my team for that. It's very tedious to to cut the stream. It's very, very tedious. And oh, Netiao takes some heavy damage to begin. I think he had a failed spawn peek. Yeah, failed spawn peek for the Legion. Toronto. Oh, it wasn't failed entirely. JPNBA takes some damage, and Toronto Paradox veteran Paradox Marks alumni in the stream right now. Did Paradox finally get their first dub right now?
I hope so.
I think everyone in the league's hoping so, because it would be really bad. It would really suck for a team to not have a win. I feel like this Paradox team could take it to the sevens, though. That rivalry, we'll see. I think they have the upper hand this year. Oh, he may catch Netiao off guard. He does catch Netiao off guard. Excellent play from JP. Good job. Sorry, it wasn't JP. It was Naturalite who downed the Legion. I think JP finished him off.
JP cleaned it up, yeah.
Out goes the can opener. Freezer hatch open. And I think the skeleton key is going to get pulled out in short order. They're going to rip open that A site floor. See Naturalite go to work here. The Canadian actually, no, he's not Canadian. Sorry. I was going to say the Canadian operator.
None of this roster, I'm pretty sure none of this roster is from Canada. All I know is that they got a guy from Hawaii, which I found to be really cool.
Nice. I think aside from the Vancouver Void, I don't think any of the Canadian teams are actually Canadian. Guy Massive, big new pickup for the Toronto Paradox. He gets into it with, I think that was one shot. Why one shot goes down to IZ's AK-74M as he engages the Jaeger of Baki Hanma. Baki Hanma is on a sliver of health. The Toronto Paradox looking strong in the opening stages of this round.
The attackers bomb
Guy Massive, he's going to swing it wide. He's going to swing the red hallway bakery door wide. He swings it with the support of JPNBA. JPNBA is the first to go in. He takes on with the SMG-12 beamed headshot. It's a flawless round for the Toronto Paradox to start off here on Kafe Dostoyevsky on one of the stronger bomb sites in this game. Wow. That's the Paradox have picked up exactly where they left off against the Anchorage Avalanche all those weeks ago.
They've had some time off to figure the things out that they messed up. They talked to me and they said, look, that game.
Yeah, they had literally that night before they had literally got called in. So to have that performance less than 24 hours after you got called in, you know.
And yeah, Natural Light, who is in the server as, oh my god, what's his name now? Natty Light in the server. He went out and he even said, he's like, you know, don't worry about it. He was talking to me and he's like, look, that game was short notice. He's like, let's make, considering they made a couple of moves. They did use two of both moves at the deadline, and they picked up a Guy Massive who's playing today, and then one other man who is not playing today, but they seem to fix the issues that they had through one game, which I think goes to show a lot of this iteration of the roster seems to, not that against the old iteration, but seems that this iteration of the roster seems to be able to keep up with this competition much better than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I always harken back to this. That's your word of the harken. I always talk about this every stream, about wanting more teams to join the top 4. And I think, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not talking about the Paradox. I'm talking in general. It's too early to talk about that. I don't want to jinx them in this game. Don't want to commentators curse them either. But we're still looking for some teams to break through to the top 4 and give Miami and Houston and Calgary and Atlanta a run for their money, as they're a clear cut above the rest of the midfield. We're looking. I think the Stormwatch have some potential to break into the top 4.
Boston had a good showing today.
Boston had a good showing, but did the
subs
subs really have that much of an effect? That's the question. And if that is the reason why, well, then Boston's got to get busy at the transfer. We'll talk about this more post gameplay, as Toronto is going to attempt their second attack. It's on the other strong bomb site. We're in Cigar and Bar. And oh, Guy Massive. Oh, I think he thought he saw somebody. No luck yet. Out comes, I think, what was that? A frag, I believe it was from. No, it was a creme charge. Yes. If people didn't, that's actually I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, a creme launcher. It's CREM, compact round entry munition or whatever. That's probably, how would anyone even know that? I don't know. I don't even know how I know that.
Nocturnal probably knows that.
Nocturnal probably knows that. Yeah. All right. So much slower start to this game here. Almost no one's taken any damage except for Apollo Puma. I say that right as the Duckby of JP takes damage. Guy Massive, he takes out Bucky Hanma. JP takes more and more damage. He's solo pushing Cigar Lounge. That's bold with the Duckby. But he does manage to dislodge the... no, he doesn't. Because we're going to see Nediao with the Ella. He's going to take a bit of a longer range gunfight with the Scorpion. He's right behind the couch, but the air jab comes right just out of time! That wasn't even English! DJ takes out Nediao. It's a 5v3 lead for the Toronto Paradox. I don't know, Ottawa. Anaheim's playing sloppy right now. Apollo, he's up inside of heaven. He's going to long peek. The long peek's not going to work out as he's long dead. JP takes out Apollo Puma, but Noava is not going to go down quietly. He takes down DJ. Naturalike is taken out by one shot, and oh, the man advantage is starting to dwindle for the Toronto Paradox as it continues to dwindle further. Guy Massive, he's taking some damage. He's down to about half on the Ash. Noava, he goes down to one shot refraction on JP, but right behind him is IZ with the bearing 9. The Toronto Paradox go up 2-0 here on Kafe Dostoyevsky. No, that wasn't even behind him. He just took the gunfight while concussed. Bold. Very bold.
The air jab that sent Ned through the shield was big in that round.
It was, absolutely.
That's what I mean. The physics in the game are there for a reason. To have the air jab placed on that door. He runs through, gets hit through the shield. I mean, obviously that has to work out in a specific way, but to have him go through the shield, that's a freebie. His back's to you too, so he can't even shoot. And as long as you have the angle held, that's a free kill. They take advantage, and I think that changes the round because Ned would have had a nice little flank there on those two operators on that side.
Yeah, great play. I thought the Toronto Paradox player was doomed from there. But no, the air jab came in. That was his air jab, mind you.
Yeah.
So that was a very, very smart placement from the Nomad. Toronto's going to see if they can go for 3 in a row here. The lucky number 3. Also the cursed number 3. There's so many teams I've seen with the 3 who have the 3-0 lead and then they like blow it.
Yeah, I hope the Florida Panthers do that.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Sorry.
I know there's Toronto Maple Leaf fans in this chat right now. If King is watching on Houston, Paradox, Mark, Kuyura, any of those guys are watching, they're probably half depressed because last night they were, and so was I. But I hope you just curse the Florida Panthers.
Let's see if the Toronto Paradox can make a run into the playoffs here instead. But the problem is the Paradox got such a late start with inheriting the franchise. It's going to be a challenge to get to the playoffs, and even then, if they do make it, it might be through the play-in. And obviously, people will go like, oh, the play-in's not that bad, but really, it kind of is. You have to spend extra time, maybe you have to spend an extra 3 maps potentially playing. Your teammates might get burned out, or worst case scenario, you have to bust out your good strats. You have to bust out the strats you've been hiding just to make it through the play-in, and by the time you get to the Neon, who I assume will be first seed.
I think so too, yeah.
By the time you get to the Neon, the Neon watch VODs, okay? They analyze your strats. So if you pull out these strats, fully expect, like, it's literally the play-in's actually terrible. I wish whoever goes through the play-in good luck. Because, oh, there we go. I mean, I wish Anaheim good luck right now, and there it goes. Nediao refrags on a Natural Light right now after Natural Light shuts down Bucky Hanma. The E-sub struggling so far in the first 3 rounds. Yeah, I wish whoever goes to the play-in good luck. Because by the time you get to Miami, by the time you get in that lobby, they've probably watched every map you already played. DJP goes down to the MP5 Nediao, who was on a strong roam with the Doc. Oh boy, Toronto Paradox, they failed with the roam clear here. It's not looking good for them. Now takes heavy damage, and no! Doc's not going to heal from that. Guy Massive shuts down Nediao. Guy Massive, been pretty impactful this game, Skittles.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 kills, but the 2 kills they've got have been pretty big. He gets the roam clear there on the Doc. I like this play too with the Claymore. If they pull that, I was gonna say, if he shoots that down, that's a free rotation. I think the Claymore stays up. It does. So
all three remaining members of the Anaheim Allegiance remain locked inside of sight. They have a couple angles to work with, but no, they have 1 nitro as well. All other utility has been spent already as the Toronto Paradox members stack up inside of the main corridor near the prep entrance. Or sorry, inside of bar. They have gotten a small hole up, courtesy of IZ's X-Kairos pellets. Can JP get a little bit of a flank coming out here? IZ takes heavy damage. He goes down. There goes 1. That's a big pick for the Toronto Paradox. IZ is the top fragger for the top Toronto Paradox. Anaheim Allegiance done themselves well there with that kill. JP is so quiet, but he does get spotted out, and there was a pre-placed nitro. You don't see that every day. The Anaheim Allegiance, they show signs of life. They win that round quite handedly as the Toronto Paradox continue to hold their 2-1 lead as we reach the halfway point of the first half.
That pre-placed nitro, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I would never catch me doing that.
I would never check that. Even if I heard like the phone, I don't think I'd ever would look up to check that it'd be there of all spots. But around for the Allegiance, the failed roam clear, I think, is what you can attest to the to the Toronto side for losing that round. We'll see it. They'll go back up top to Bar Cocktail. We'll see if they're able to string it together and go 2-2.
Yeah, let's see what they can do, because The Paradox, they're I don't want to say they're desperate, but if I'm the Paradox, I'm desperate. Is that Sens?
Attackers need to locate and
Yeah.
defuse as many
Okay.
bombs as they can.
If they don't
Sure.
switch off, that is sense.
All right. Sure. Bet. Love Sens. They're a great operator.
Bomb located by attackers.
I think. I don't know. People, chat will probably disagree with me. They probably think they suck.
Well,
but
if I already know what's gonna happen. If Natural Light doesn't switch off, we're gonna be spectating him for 3/4 of the round. As you're observing.
all I'm gonna say is we're seeing very, very drastic changes from both sides.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Looking at this here, so Sens, Capital, Amaru, Gridlock, and Twitch. I don't think any of these attackers were brought yet.
Attackers are heading
We're
out
seeing
to defuse
Pulse.
the bomb.
Wamai brought, obviously. Nawava's been on the smoke. But we're going to see a Solus from Apollo Puma, Hyper Series veteran. We're going to see Bucky Hanma on the Legion, and Nettie Yao's on the Pulse. Was he going for a bit of a spawn peek there? Maybe, but I don't think he's going to find any purchase.
The Gridlock was brought by Guy Massive, but not
DJ.
not DJ.
So, hatches on the roof are open. Let's see how quickly Toronto gains control of the stairwells. I think Twitch drone is going to go to work. It's taken out some critical utility. Nawava gets the opening frag on a Naturalite. I didn't even get to spectate Sens. That's unfortunate. Naturalite go, oh, it was through the skylight. Unfortunate.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, that's a nice angle. Wow.
Oh my
But
goodness.
FMG9, that is a one-way angle that you're not going to win if you're an attacker.
So still drone work in the early stages. The Paradox attack is looking a little bit less furious and a little bit more careful this round and past, but obviously by the results, that hasn't been working too well for them. But maybe it's all just par for the course. Default cam goes down. IZ gets taken up by Nettie Yao. He heard the Pulse, but the Pulse will outfrag the famed G8A1. It's a 5v3 lead for the Anaheim Allegiance. They're looking stronger here than they did the first two rounds, that's for certain. DJP, he drops. Oh, that is Apollo Puma with the ITA-12L. Those bullets are skirting by his head. They need to drone out this Solus, or this could end in Solus for the Toronto Paradox. They do find him, and he will retreat. Where is he going to surface from? I think he's going to play from below. Maybe attempt to deny plant.
He doesn't have things, but that's the only problem. He does not have those impact grenades that are so useful. That you use to great effect, actually. But there goes Bucky Hamma, and that's to JP, and that's one shot taken JP right back. 4v2, 40 to go.
Yeah, 4v2. The Toronto Paradox, they've struggled, and they have intel on the Allegiance have intel on the Paradox's remaining members, but Guy Massa takes out Nettie Yao. The Paradox, they're not out of it yet. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go silent into this good night, as it is a 3v2, not unwinnable and not unattainable for the boys in red. DJP, that's not going to help their chances. He whiffs on one shot. One shot's come up big. He's 6-2 this game. It's on to Guy Massive, a 94-round magazine. He doesn't find Apollo Puma. That staircase handrail proving to be the death of him. The Anaheim Allegiance tied up 2-2.
He snuck through those tracks and picked up the kill. I think that he thought that was covered off by the tracks, but there was just that little spot there he could slide on through, which is what he did, and we go 2-2 here after 4 rounds. Back, what do you think?
What do I think? I think I think the Toronto Paradox need to win.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the game.
Yeah, I think okay, sorry, I'm being silly. I don't know. The Paradox, we've seen it with Anchorage where they drastically changed up their play style on a round-to-round basis. And sure, that can work, but I don't know if it's the right decision. I don't know.
Attackers need
We've
to
seen
locate
it.
and
Sometimes it
defuse
works,
as many
obviously. We've
bombs
seen the
as they
Paradox
can.
go from a slow play style to a rush. We've seen them go from a rush to a slow play style. The problem is you may lose so much momentum in those changes that it's not worth it, you know? Paradox, let's see what they can do here. They brought a much more last round was a very unorthodox lineup, I have to say.
Attackers located a
This game
bomb.
it's a much more vanilla. This round, sorry, it's a much more vanilla lineup. And the Allegiance will make a couple changes. There's no smoke on the board, but Baki Hanma's on Goyo. We're going to see Noava on the Valkyrie, Nediao on the Mute, so no smoke. And one shot from the Lamai, so no grenade denial coming out. You won't have to worry about that though. There are no frags on the side of the Paradox, but there is going to be a lot of stuns and smokes.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Sorry, there's 9 breach charges and 6 stun grenades.
That is a lot of stuns.
That's a lot of breach charges.
They want to open the floor for this middle, right? It's not a bad idea. Bring that much. I think it's not a terrible lineup either. I mean, like you just mentioned, the fuse, the IQ. I mean, they brought a Falk, so that'll go to good use, and that's Solus, so they're countering the Solus with the IQ, which isn't a bad play at all.
Absolutely
Just
not.
the drone's got to make sure that they do a good roam clear.
Oh, he does. I think he's seeing the Solus right now. Yes, Guy Massive has an active ping on Solus. He's going to be relaying that information to all the other members of the Paradox attacking team. As this is always such a dangerous and risky spot to repel. The potential for runouts here is incredulous. He does find the Solus once more. Apollo Puma.
Oh,
He
he's
has to
down the
know
floor.
he's being detected. Yeah. Natural. I thought Natural was a defender and was running out for a second. There's a decent presence on the second floor. There's a heavy presence on the second floor. No, because that's the site. But there's also a decent presence upstairs. We're gonna see. I think. Yeah, this is one shot. Their top fragger and Baki Hanma also playing inside of Cocktail Lounge. Oh, I think that is the CREM. Sorry, the Krem launcher of Ash. Or maybe that was a breach
That was
charge?
extra. That was 2 extra Kairos pellets, I believe. As the ex Kairos man, JP, he takes out Baki Hanma. One shot's gonna run away.
Ooh!
Just get it. No, it's not. It's IZ's gonna pick him up, trying to throw him through that hole. Ned takes a lot of damage. He's stuck in that laundry closet. They're gonna try and push him out with looks like a fuse charge, a breach charge, and Ned holding him out. Nova dies. DJ kills Natural Light on a friendly fire from the fuse. Does Zed know that the Mute is still stuck in that little laundry closet? It looks like he is. He's still looking that way. Both of these guys off-site. You can plant here if you play it correctly.
Only problem is IZ's not the one with the diffuser. He could be. Oh, but here we go. They're coming in from a different direction now. JP, he's got diffuser in hand. He's going to go into default. Apollo Puma, he collects Guy Massive. There goes the IQ, but it's not. He's not going to respond in time to shut down the plant. That's a hard floor, sir. It's all onto Apollo Puma with an SMG-11 and a dream. He collects JPNBA. It's a 2v1. IZ and DJP are all that stand between him and a clutch. Apollo Puma, it will take one bullet from both of their high damage guns to shut down the Solus. The Colombian operator finds herself in a bit of a pickle, and she's going to find herself in a grave. IZ finishes it off for the Toronto Paradox, gives them a 3-2 lead before the final round of the first half.
Great angles there from Toronto. I don't know if you saw, but they had the fuse above, watching the floor, and they had the Nomad in sight. So they just played off each other there, and I believe a fuse was also set up to set a charge off if something were to happen. But great round from Toronto, great response.
Absolutely, and there we go. Ragnar said, "Let's go Paradox." There we go. He even highlighted the message. He used his channel points to highlight the message. And if you subscribe, folks, to the channel, you gain access to our emote bank of most of the team logos. So, you know, think about it. Think about it. Think about it a little bit. Just think about it. Yeah. Hey, you see, you get access to that too. That deep fried hyper serious logo that's shaking. Yep.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
They went, I think, yeah, kitchen. So they're gonna run it back to kitchen. I mean, they seem to be pretty
Attackers have
content
discovered the
switching
location
because
of a
again,
bomb.
I mean, they ran Goyo before, they ran Solos, they ran Castle, they haven't run the Malusi, but they've run Mute. But everybody seems to be able to play everybody because they're running, like the same off, just everybody's playing a different iteration of the operator. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing,
10 seconds left.
to be honest.
Changing mags.
5 seconds left
Yeah,
before
I
insertion.
don't see any. I mean, obviously they're the common picks for a
Attackers
reason.
are moving to defuse
Yeah.
Let's see what the
bomb.
Toronto Paradox can make of it, though, because the Anaheim Allegiants have a history of. They've always gone toe-to-toe with their opponents the first few rounds, but they tend to drop off, unfortunately. I think we've witnessed it, like against the Vancouver Void. The Allegiants got off to a they got off to
Defender
a
exposed.
pretty much on equal footing. And they even brought the game to about a 7-5, but eventually their opponents just win so many rounds in a row, they can't really compete. I'm not getting the sense that's going to happen here. You know, the vibes just don't seem to be there, but I could be wrong.
I think if we go a 4-2 split, I think there's the opportunity that this can go spiraling out of control, just because of the one reason being that, for those of you that don't know, I don't think we mentioned that the Toronto did request that they get defense to start off. As Ned and Natural Light, they do a little engagement. Ned wins out, but takes a lot of damage, left with about 30 for his bank going forward, and nothing to heal him up. There's Zed picking up the trade kill onto one shot. That's the castle down.
Top for
Who was sitting in, I forget always what that little room's called
Coat
with the
check.
radio, but code check. He would look like he was sitting in there or close by.
Absolutely. I mean, just looking at it, the Natural Light, obviously a very big presence for the Toronto Paradox, one of their starters, one of their best players. He struggled a bit to begin this game, so you know, be on the lookout for him. Once he gets going, the Allegiance may be in trouble, but so far they've done an excellent job of shutting him down. But IZ and JPNBA, they've been right there to pick up the slack. Obviously, Y1 shot gone for the Allegiance. That's not an optimal start, and Netty Yao's already on heavy damage. Bucky Hanma's 0-5. Is he going to get banished to 0-6 through 6 rounds? We'll see. He is banished to 0-6. IZ shuts down the Mute, the E-sub, struggling mightily for the Anaheim Allegiance. And obviously as an E-sub, expectations are always going to be low, but never this low. JPNBA, he's inside a small bake. He has the angle. He does find, I think that's the Malusi of Apollo Puma, but he just dodges the bullets. He almost matrix dodges them as IZ gets lit up like the 4th of July. Apollo Puma takes out Guy Massive. It's all on a JPNBA and DJP. The Paradox man advantage has dwindled to naught, as it is now 3 versus 2. DJP, he takes damage, but wait, DJP's in sight! He's in sight!
What a kill!
A-bomb control in their
Flag
hands,
going
DJP, he finds the Goyo. Where is Netty Yao going? Netty Yao's in coat check on a flank. Diffuser is down, point of no return, T-minus 33 seconds. DJP gets found, JPNBA in a 1v2 situation with the spear and a dream. Netty Yao, he's on the flank. He's inside of coat check as Noava's pushing in from kitchen service. JPNBA, he's playing inside of bakery. He's waiting for that flank. Remember, is the wall open? No, it's not. He does find Netty Yao. Where's Noava? Noava holding an angle behind the half window inside of kitchen, holding the half window into prep. He's going to go for the defuse. Is it a fake out? There's almost past the point of no return. 3 more seconds to the Toronto Paradox are guaranteed a round victory, and there you have it, folks. He goes to the rat prone angle. The Toronto Paradox are up 4-2 going into the second half.
Wow, beautifully played by Mr. JP. You could have not played that any better. You let them come to you. You know they gotta go get the case. Time gets on their side, and there you go. Pack it up, send them home. It's 4-2 on the split, and we'll see what Toronto's able to do on this side of the half. But great round from JP. Like, I got nothing bad to say. He played that. I mean, you can't play that almost more to a T.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if Netty Yao, decent effort, but in that situation, you really have to ask yourself, I think the downfall was you peeked him one at a time. He can't cover 2 angles at once. If you both coordinate your push, one from prep, one from small bake, He quite literally
Attackers need to
cannot
locate
kill
and
both of
defuse
you.
as many bombs as they can.
I think he considered shooting those gas cans, but he planned it in such a way that if they shot the gas cans,
It would have burned him
then they
alive.
couldn't. Yeah, you can't defuse the bomb, so those were in a very precarious position, which is too bad. But we'll see.
Goyo's a
what they're able to
famous
do.
double-edged sword in Siege. He's almost like a castle. If you place it wrong, you could utterly doom your team. So you have to be strategic, and you've got to be smart if you're going to play Goyo or Castle, especially in a competitive
10
scene.
seconds left before insertion.
Paradox Mark says hopefully he'll be back
5
soon.
seconds left before insertion.
When is
I think-
Skittles going to be back?
Attackers
Well,
need to
if
locate
you want
and
some
defuse the
inside
bomb.
information, I was supposed to be put on the Tampa Bay roster to help out with their issues, but that's not happening no more.
That's unfortunate. Skittles will not be seeing gameplay this season.
No, that I was supposed to help them out after Astro left. I said I'm more than happy to fill in for any games that I'm not casting, obviously. But obviously we aren't gonna have those games happen no more, sadly.
So the Toronto Paradox begin their first defense. They're up in Cigar. And let's see what they've got
A
set up. They've got a
bomb has
nice
been
little...
located.
Oh, wow. Keep a barrier set up. Very nice, very nice. Something different for them. Okay, okay. Let's see what the Paradox can make happen here. We're going to ride on board with Nawava on the Thatcher. What can Nawava do? He's just going to ping a wall.
Ready to go.
I don't want Baki. How do you say that again? Sorry?
Bucky Hanma.
Hanma. I don't want him to be part of the Krispy Kreme Employees of the Month, but he's got 2 rounds to figure it out, or 3 rounds to figure it out.
Out goes the first EMP. That is going to open up the wall for those Selma Aqua charges to go off, but a quick impact trick from the Azami of DJP.
That's a
Will-
wow. That's a setup I haven't seen before, and I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to cut.
No, go ahead. Always, feel free to do it!
Kill. Off of the weird setup, I guess the unorthodox setup, but Ned gets it back. I didn't want to cut you off. He's top of the white stairs now, looking to cut that Azami off. But it's gonna be Natural Light who cuts him off. 4-3 favor of Toronto.
That's
Minute
right.
10 to go.
The Netiao and Naturalite duel continues. I'm pretty sure they've been the ones to kill each other, like through the past 3 or 4 rounds. The Anaheim takes the leap straight into New Hatch. I think, Guy Massive takes out Bucky Hanma. Bucky Hanma struggles continue. It's all down to one shot with the AK-12.
Apollo kills himself.
Oh no, Apollo, the Hyper Series veteran, falls to his own frag grenade. It's a 3v1. One shot's got diffuser in hand, and he's got the gun to do it, but does he have the aim to do it? He does get found by Guy Massive with the castle of Guy Massive. He goes Massive. The Toronto Paradox lead 5-2, and it's looking like a repeat of the other Anaheim Allegiance games. They just can't keep up with their opponents.
If it was old Toronto, everybody would be swinging. 3-1, everybody's swinging the one guy and we lose around. But this isn't old Toronto, so great round there from them again. I'm sorry, again, I apologize for cutting you off, but that
No,
Azami
never
angle was
be
something
sorry for that.
I've never seen that before, and I was just so, like, intrigued by it.
I mean, I was too, and it paid dividends for the Toronto Paradox. Cigar remained in their control for what, 2 minutes? So mission accomplished for the Toronto Paradox. Next mission, win the game, get to 7 rounds. Let's see if they can build the lead or if Anaheim can mount a bit of a comeback. Anaheim's dropped 3 rounds in a row ever since winning 2 rounds in a row.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I feel like Toronto, I mean, it's only been 1 round, but I feel like their defenses are definitely their more impressive side of play. I'm fairly certain against Anchorage, their defense was definitely stronger than their attacks.
From what I understand, yeah. And I think they're a better defense team, just like we were. Old Toronto was a great defensive team.
Oh man, it's crazy to think how much the league has grown, because Old Toronto was a front runner. And now in this league, I think they'd be on, like, in this season, sorry, they'd be on, like,
5 seconds
unfortunately, like, the tier of,
Ragnar just said, come play for
Attackers'
Boston.
objective is
oh
to
my,
defuse the
tampering
bomb.
in my stream.
Your own mod tampering in your own stream.
Yeah. Any spawn kills? No, I don't believe so. Toronto not gonna play it fast and loose just yet. They want to get one more round before they try spawn peeking.
Ragnar, I wonder what Ragnar's price is. I wonder if he drives a good bargain.
2 junior chickens and bus fare. Noava CK is gonna need to get a bus fare because he's just been shipped off the map to Guy Massive's MP5 SD. The IQ, whose sole job was finding Echo, falls. Finding Echo and Valkyrie cameras. She falls as the first frag. Noava is gone. But it's essentially, until Bucky Hanma shows up, it's a 3v5 at the moment.
I will say the Intel heavy defensive setup here.
Oh yeah.
You got 2 Maestro cams, 2 Echo cams, 3 Valk cams, and
No
I was gonna say
bulletproofs, no
bulletproof on
bulletproofs.
Jaeger, but they're not running the bulletproof. So I like it. I do like. I think this Toronto's playing a little bit different. I mean, most teams I think would not go this setup, and I can confidently say that. But I do like the different play that we're seeing because I feel that I like different because our my Toronto was different and he would run strats that no one would run and it'd work. But I like seeing different because it's the same thing every single time. And when you see a little change in pace, it's good.
Oh, there we go. Apollo Puma will collect JPNBA through the hole he made with the breach charge. Everyone will oh, be careful. Careful. Watch out below.
Oh my.
He almost, Bucky Hanma almost goes 0-8 because of his own teammate. That was a very, very close breach charge. You know, everyone always says, like, especially on Intel Heavy, oh, look at that. Naturalite looks away at just the wrong time. Or has he looked away at just the right time? Because I feel like they knew his position. They're going to play for a little bit of a war here down Red Hallway, or Highway as some call it. As DJP takes the Apollo Puma. Naturalite, he's holding the angle. Oh, he gets, that's the second time he's looked away just in time to save his head.
Go buy a lottery ticket, Naturalite. One shot takes out DJ.
Nediao. Oh, he's on a flank. Nediao's on a big flank through it, but Naturalite's right there to stop it. Can Naturalite get a double? He is going to whiff his shots. Bucky Hanma's down to about half. Bucky Hanma, he doesn't have the updated intel. He doesn't know the Naturalite. I think he does know Naturalite's inside of Kochek. Can Bucky Hanma get his first kill? One shot. He's inside. He's going to push him through Freezer as Bucky Hanma continues down through this Red Hallway war.
There's only 10 seconds left. One shot down. Case is down. Bucky Hanma's going to try and save the donut.
He gets his first kill!
The donut.
Bucky Hanma, can he get a second one? Time's gonna clock down. Boom. Toronto Paradox find themselves on map point. 6-2 for the boys in red. Wow. The Toronto Paradox have looked dominant here so far. That intel game, oh so strong. Oh so strong. You know, I don't know if it was a camera that gave away Nediao's position. But if it was,
oh, he survived twice. Like I'm going to what's it called? We'll give him some money to buy a lottery ticket because that was one close call. I will say. Oh, you timed that guy out. Okay.
No plug. You can't. You can't plug nothing that's not hyper serious in my chat. Okay. Sorry, in our chat. But
6-2.
Yep.
What do you think?
I
We'll
mean,
go on reading fireplace.
So they've gone less intel heavy this defense.
Yeah, they've only brought the Maestro.
In my opinion, everyone's always like, oh, you know, Intel, that's a pro game. You know, the Intel economy, the Intel heavy, that's the pros thing. You know? Like, oh, Nuck's really great at pro level because of how much Intel they bring with call-outs. Are like, you can do that too. Like. The pros don't have this separate build of the game where it's like their cameras are just that much more effective. No, the effectiveness of cameras and the ones you bring is entirely up to your team.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be like, oh, it's a pro thing. Make it your thing. There's nothing stopping you from doing that if you put in the time and the effort. And hopefully, we'll see more teams adopt that mindset, and hopefully Toronto's one of those teams. I think it would set them apart. I mean, obviously the top 4 do their fair share of Intel economy. I'm sure Miami obviously is just one of those teams that has that in their back pocket, like you don't even notice it. Well, you can't be as good as our top 4 are without at least being semi-good at the intel.
Hey, and if this is, let's say, Toronto's that type play style, they like the intel style. I mean, obviously we're going to see them more going forward with the new team. Hey, this very well may work for them, and they would be, I can, again, strongly say, the only team in the league that plays this style.
Yeah, and you have to remember, Intel's more than just Valkyrie, Echo, and a bulletproof camera. Intel is Maestro, Intel is Malusi, Intel is Ella, and Intel is Castle. Because you can't get through those things without revealing your position, or at least revealing it in some way or shape. Obviously, a camera is the most accurate way of revealing a position, but just a sound cue is enough as well. Apollo Puma, there we go. There's intel right there. They now know Apollo Puma is inside of white, but there's going to be some red pings coming out for Apollo Puma's benefit as well. There's a whole deployable shield. That's a whole white hallway hold. That's an interesting one, actually. I rarely see people hold white like that. That's an excellent cover from the back with that castle barricade. Okay.
It's almost like Chalet when you're holding top of oh my god, game stairs. They're black stairs. Here's the swing. I don't know if they know the Malusi.
They're in. DJP gets a double. He shuts down Apollo Puma. Bucky Hanma gets his second kill. 3 frags onto him. Netty Yao takes out JP. Case has gone cold for the attacking Allegiance. Oh, IZ, he's got that Alda in his hands. Can he do some damage with it? Oh, out goes his cover. He's going to have to pull back a little bit. That Alda's got a lot of ammo, but doesn't have too much, buddy. He's going to have to retreat and reload. Hopefully Guy Massive and Naturalite can buy him some time and some cover. The Alda's fully loaded and ready to go. Netty Yao is inside of red. Noava's up top wreaking havoc, and Bucky Hanma's right outside of reading.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been
IZ,
dropped.
he's holding strong and firm. Guy Massive makes a hole. He picks Bucky Hanma. It's not enough to kill him. And I think that's Netty Yao just on the floor of 90. He collects Guy Massive. That's a bit of a fumble on the side of the Toronto Paradox. The Anaheim Allegiance don't want this game to end just yet. They're going to attempt to go down with a fight or keep the fight going.
Naturalite's on a flank here.
Naturally is on a flank. Bucky Hanma,
it
pistol out. He's booking it. They're going to attempt to get the diffuser off inside a fireplace, but the entire wall's soft. IZ, he collects Noava. Diffuser's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Can you stop him? Oh, the long-range Mossberg, he downs him. He's in the corner. He finds Bucky Hanma, the Toronto Paradox. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Jinx. What a game.
The Toronto Paradox will decimate the Anaheim Allegiance 7-2. No matter what the man advantage was looking like, the Paradox always found a way to pull it back. They take their first real win of the season in dominating fashion. The Toronto Paradox, the new look Paradox, took Anchorage 7-8 but lost in overtime, and they have ruined the Anaheim